Hey, welcome back. I always love to introduce our listeners to amazing, amazing people, and my next guest is certainly a shining example of that. I'm thrilled, absolutely honored to be joined by Judy, Elias, the founder and president of the Heroes to Heroes Foundation, just an incredible organization that I'm privileged to be getting more and more involved in as a new board member. The mission is to provide spiritual healing and peer support for combat veterans of all conflicts and all faiths who have attempted suicide or are on a path to self-destruction due to moral injury. Judy, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Shalom. Thank you very much, and I hope you're having a nice evening.
A very nice evening, because I get to talk to you and talk about the important work of Heroes to Heroes, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to do more of these sort of conversations, because the work is so important. Judy, I want to hear about your story, which I know really is in large part a testament to your father, a World War II veteran. Can you tell us a little bit about how the organization got started?
Okay, it goes way back, and I'm going to keep it as concise as I can. When my father was a World War II vet, and he was Second Day Normandy, Battle of the Bulge, a liberated one of the concentration camps. He saw a lot, and when he came home, he never really came home. And years later, growing up in a home with a veteran who suffered from PTSD, definitely had its ups and downs. And I struggled as a child, as a teenager. I couldn't understand why my father couldn't always keep a job and wasn't really present. And when I was 16 years old, I got involved in drugs and ran away. And my father asked me if I would do one thing for him, which he had never asked me to do before then and for the rest of his life. He asked me if I would go on a program to Israel and to go on U.S.-wide pilgrimage, which was a teen tour of Israel. And my first reaction was, no, I want nothing to do with religion. I want nothing to do with Israel, nothing to do with any part of that background. And he asked me to please go. And would I do it for him? And I just, at that point, I said, you know what, I have to do it for him. And, the back of my mind, I was saying, okay, it's a teen tour. I'm going to go have a good time. I'll meet a bunch of people. And as we were walking to the Western Wall, my whole world changed. All of a sudden, I felt, what am I doing here? I don't deserve to be here. I have just been fighting this. I haven't been good to God. Why am I here? Well, I don't deserve to be here. And I just, I cried, and friends of mine said, Jude, just come on. You have to go. You have to go. You're here. Just touch the wall once, and then you can walk away. And I walked up to that wall, and I put my hand on the wall, and my whole life changed. I realized for the first time in my life I wasn't alone, and I had a purpose, and I had a responsibility, and I didn't know what it was. It took years and years to find my mission.
And
but
you've certainly found that mission. You have certainly found that mission, and really just to bring it to today, really you provide that experience to 10 veterans on each team.
Well, now it's 12. Yeah, we're
on a life-changing journey, which I do want to emphasize is non-denominational to Israel, which I think is just absolutely incredible. And it's a year-long journey, if I understand, Judy.
Right. Well, it's 98% of the veterans we take on the program are of different Christian faiths. And the veterans we're taking are veterans who have really given up. They decided that life is not worth living. Many of them are dealing with tremendous guilt that traditional therapy hasn't figured out how to handle. And what we do is we take them, the one-year journey, as you mentioned, begins with 10 days in Israel, where they walk where Jesus walked. They get baptized in the Jordan River. they actually travel with Israeli veterans who help them feel a little bit more comfortable on the ground, because many of them are going back to the Middle East for the first time. And what we do is basically what was done for me as a teen, which was reconnection and finding forgiveness, finding a path back to reconnect with their Creator. For our Christian participants, it's reconnecting with Jesus and finding a way to bring that spirituality and connection into their lives so they can find forgiveness. Most of the veterans we take on the program, the first thing they tell us, one of our questions is, what do you think God thinks of you? Which is probably something we should all ask ourselves.
Absolutely. And this has incredible benefits to again, these combat veterans, those that have served our country in their healing process. Judy, we're going to have you back on the program, but I want to make sure our listeners can find you online. Can you share the website?
Yes, thank you. It's heroes2heroes.org. It's HeroesToHeroes.org.
And please support the organization, heroes2heroes.org. Thank you, Judy, for joining us. We'll have you back on real soon.